How did one envelope in my office lobby turn my private mistake into a public result? Why did my husband stay calm for weeks, then let the legal outcome land in front of my boss, my coworkers, and my own family? My name is Keziah Harper. I was 33, and I worked in HR operations at a mid-sized tech services company in Portland. People thought HR was soft. I knew it was not soft. HR was power and clean shoes. I could open doors, and I could close them. I could call it process, and everyone would nod. At home, my husband Evan worked as a civil engineer. He liked plans and calm talk. He liked being on time. He liked family dinner at the table, not on the couch with phones. I said I liked those things too. That was the safe answer. But I also liked winning. I liked feeling chosen. I liked being the person other people needed. That winter, there was a promotion coming. Everyone knew it. The sales team wanted a new manager. Our director wanted strong leadership. I wanted to be close to the decision, because being close meant being seen. Brandon Pike was a sales supervisor. He was not important to my life. That is what I told myself. He was just a piece on the board. He was 31, and he talked like he was already in charge. He smiled at the right people. He copied the right leaders on emails. He did not ask for help like a normal person. He asked like I was lucky to be asked. One Monday morning, he stopped by my desk with his coffee and his loud confidence. He said he needed my help with optics. He said the promotion committee liked a clean story. He said a few messy rumors were unfair to him. I asked what he wanted from HR. He said he wanted support. He said he needed someone inside who understood how these things worked. He said he did not want to lose to someone who played office politics better than he did. I acted careful. I asked what he meant. He said he could not say too much at my desk. He said we should talk after work, somewhere quiet. I remember feeling warm in my chest. It was not love. It was pride. He was choosing me. I told myself it made sense. I told myself it was normal. I still think I deserved to be chosen. At lunch, my friend Marcy texted me from across the office. She said Brandon looked like he was ready for big moves. She asked if I was finally going to stop acting like the nice wife who waited her turn. She said I was too smart to stay small. I said I was not small. I said I just had a family. Marcy sent a laughing emoji and told me that men used family as an excuse all the time. She told me to stop being scared. After lunch, I went to the HR file room. It was a narrow place with white shelves and grey binders. The air smelled like toner and paper. I liked that smell. It meant rules. It meant control. I opened a folder for the promotion cycle and checked the dates. I checked the committee list. I checked the scoring sheet templates. I told myself I was being professional. I told myself I was protecting the company. The truth was simpler. I wanted to feel needed by someone who mattered to the next step. That evening, Evan texted me from home. He asked if I would be on time for dinner. I said I had to stay late because the quarterly reviews were behind. That was partly true. HR was always behind. But I also wanted to stay late because Brandon said we needed to talk. When I got home, Evan was at the stove. He asked why I looked tired. I said work was intense. He asked why I did not call. I said my phone had been dead. He looked at me for a long second. He asked if we were okay. I said we were fine, and I told him he worried too much. I said he should trust me. I said it in a calm voice like it was advice, not a warning. He asked if we could eat together without phones. I said I needed to check messages. He said the kids missed me. I said I was doing all of this for our family. I said money and stability came from my career too. I watched him swallow his words like he was trying to be fair. The next day, Brandon found me near the printer. He said he liked how I handled pressure. He said some people got emotional. He said I stayed clear. He asked if I could review his promotion packet before he sent it. I told him I could look at it, but I said I had to be careful. He said he understood. Then he lowered his voice and said I was the only one he trusted. That line landed in my mind like a stamp. At home that night, Evan asked about my day again. He asked why I had been distant. I said he was reading into things. He asked if something happened at work. I said nothing happened. I said he should stop looking for problems. Evan did not raise his voice. He asked if I still wanted us. I said of course I did. Then I added that he was making it hard. I said his questions felt like a test. I said I should not have to prove I was loyal when I was caring so much for everyone. He got quiet. Quiet was the one thing I could not control. On Thursday, Brandon sent me a message around 9:40 p.m. He did not say anything direct. He just wrote that he was grateful for me. He wrote that he had never met someone who understood him like I did. He wrote that he wanted to talk somewhere private after work the next day. I stared at the message for a while. I told myself it was just words. I told myself words were not betrayal. I told myself my marriage was solid, and this was just business in a human shape. Before we dive deeper into this story, I have one small request. Please subscribe, drop a like, comment and hit that hype button to boost this channel so more people can discover these incredible stories. Then I deleted the notification preview and put my phone face down. In the living room, Evan was building a small puzzle with Noah. Lila was coloring at the table. Evan asked if I could join them. I said I had to finish one email. He nodded like he believed me, but his eyes stayed on my phone for half a second too long. Later, when we went upstairs, Evan asked why I had started guarding my phone. I said he was imagining it. I said he was being dramatic. I asked him why he wanted to fight. He said he did not want to fight. He said he wanted closeness. He asked what he did wrong. I said he did not do anything wrong, but I said he was not supporting my growth. I said respect followed results, and I had results. I said he should be proud. Evan looked like he wanted to say more, but he did not. He turned off the light and faced the other way. In the dark, my phone buzzed again. Brandon's name lit the screen. I did not open it right away, but I did not ignore it either. I held it close, like it was proof that I still mattered to someone who was going up. The next day, I stayed late on purpose. I did not tell Evan the real reason. I told him there was a last-minute issue with payroll reports, and I had to fix it before morning. He asked if I needed help with dinner for the kids. I said I already handled it with leftovers and a quick bath. He asked if I could call before I drove home. I said yes, but I did not mean it. At 5:30, the office emptied. The lights got softer. Brandon walked past my desk like it was an accident. He asked if I was free now. I said I had 30 minutes. He said 30 minutes was enough for clarity. He asked if I wanted to grab a drink nearby, somewhere no one from the office would hover. I said it was fine, like it was nothing. I told myself it was normal networking. I told myself leaders met after work all the time. I told myself Evan would not understand because he worked with concrete and bridges, not people and politics. I used that thought like a shield. We went downtown to a hotel bar. It was not a secret bar, but it felt private because it was full of strangers. The lights were low, and the music was soft. Brandon chose a table in the corner. He acted like he knew the room. He asked about my career goals. He said I should not stay stuck in support roles. He said my skills were bigger than my title. I felt seen. That was the dangerous part. Evan saw me too, but Evan saw all of me. Brandon only saw the part of me that wanted applause. Brandon asked why I seemed tired lately. I said marriage and kids were loud. He nodded like he understood, but he did not ask about them in a real way. He asked what I wanted for myself. I said I wanted respect. I said I wanted to stop being the person who fixed problems while others got credit. He said he could help with that. He said once he was manager, he would be able to lift people who helped him get there. He asked if I trusted him. I said trust was earned. Then I added that he was earning it. He leaned in and said he felt like people tried to block him because he was confident. He said the promotion committee wanted him to look steady and supported. He said he needed allies who would not panic. He said I was not like other people. I knew what he was doing. I was not stupid, but I liked it, so I pretended it was not happening. He asked about Evan. He asked if Evan was proud of me. I said Evan was proud, but I said he was also insecure. I used that word like it was a fact. I said Evan asked too many questions and made everything heavy. Brandon said I deserved someone who believed in my ambition. He said I should not have to shrink to make a husband comfortable. I nodded, because it matched the story I already told myself. My phone buzzed and Evan's name showed on the screen. I did not answer right away. Brandon watched me and said nothing. That silence felt like pressure. I stepped away to the restroom hallway and called Evan back. He asked if I was driving home soon. I said I was still at the office finishing a report. He asked why it sounded loud. I said someone was running a vacuum near my floor. He paused like he did not believe me, and I felt angry at him for that. I told him he always assumed the worst. He said he was not assuming. He was asking. I said I did not have time for a fight and ended the call. When I came back, Brandon asked if Evan always checked on me like that. I said yes, and I said it was exhausting. I said I needed space to breathe. Brandon said space was healthy. He said a good partner would not act like a guard. I drank faster after that. It was not even about the alcohol. It was about permission. Brandon was giving me permission to be the person I wanted to be. He asked if I wanted to take a short walk to clear my head. I said sure. We went out into the lobby area and then toward the elevators, like it was just a change of air. The hotel smelled like clean soap and expensive carpet. People passed us and did not look twice. I did not think of myself as the kind of woman who cheated. I thought of cheaters as messy and weak. I thought I was controlled. I thought I was practical. I told myself this was not romance. I told myself it was a trade. I crossed the line that night. I will not pretend I was pushed. Brandon did not grab me. He did not force me. I chose it because it made me feel like I had power. I chose it because it made my boring life feel sharp again. I chose it because I wanted to believe it would buy something I could not earn the normal way. After, I looked at myself in the mirror and fixed my hair like I was fixing a problem at work. I washed my hands longer than usual. I told myself the guilt in my stomach was just anxiety about being caught, not regret. In the parking garage, Brandon walked me to my car like he was polite. He asked if I felt okay. I said I felt fine. He said he appreciated me. I said he should. He said he would not forget who supported him when it mattered. I nodded like that was the whole point. Before I drove out, I turned my phone location off. I told myself it was because Evan would overreact if he saw a wrong dot on a map. I changed my passcode too, and I called it privacy. I saved Brandon's name under a work label so it would not stand out. On the drive home, I practiced my face at stoplights. I relaxed my mouth. I softened my eyes. I told myself I was a good wife who just had a complicated week. When I walked into the house, Evan was on the couch with the kids asleep beside him. He looked up fast like he had been waiting. He asked why I was so late. I said the report took longer than planned. He asked why I smelled different. I said the office restroom had a new soap dispenser. He asked why my voice sounded shaky. I said I was tired. He stood and looked at me like he wanted to hold me, and also like he did not know who I was. He asked if I was telling the truth. I laughed a little, like he was being silly. I asked why he was acting like a detective. I said he was stressing me out for no reason. Evan did not shout. He just nodded slowly and said he was going to bed. He asked if I could please keep my phone off the table during breakfast tomorrow. I said yes, and I said he was being dramatic. In the dark bedroom, I felt my phone vibrate again. Brandon sent a message that said he was thinking about our talk and that he was glad I understood him. I stared at the screen until my eyes burned, then I deleted the preview and turned the phone face down. On Saturday, I woke up early, and acted like nothing was wrong. I made pancakes for the kids. I kissed Noah's head. I brushed Lila's hair. I did all the small wife things like a cover over a broken floor. Evan came into the kitchen and watched me for a moment. He asked if I slept okay. I said I slept fine. He asked if we could talk later. I said we could talk after the kids' activities. I kept my voice light, like I was doing him a favor. In my head, I was already planning the next part. I needed the story set before the truth showed up. I did not call it lying. I called it managing risk. At work, that is what we did all day. At the school pickup line on Monday, Evan came too, which was rare. He had time off for a site visit later, so he said he could help. He stood beside the car and waved at Lila when she ran out. I should have felt grateful. I felt irritated. Evan asked why I had turned my location off. He did not accuse me. He asked it calmly, like he wanted an honest answer. I said I turned it off because I did not like being tracked. I said he was acting controlling. I said it was not healthy to need proof of where I was. He asked if I was hiding something. I said he was proving my point. I said he always made me the suspect. I said I could not breathe under his questions. I watched his jaw tighten, then relax again. He did not fight back the way I expected. That night, I told Marcy about the pickup line. I said Evan was starting to monitor me. I said he was jealous because my work mattered now. Marcy reacted fast, like she was ready for battle. She said I should set boundaries in public. She said men behaved better when other people watched. I liked that advice. It made me feel smart and protected. It also made me cruel. On Wednesday at the office, Brandon acted different. He did not stop at my desk. He did not text me jokes. He walked past me like I was just another employee. At lunch, I cornered him near the break room. I asked why he was being distant. He said he was busy. I asked if we were okay. He said everything was fine and we should keep things professional. He said the promotion process was sensitive right now. He said people talked. I felt heat rise in my face. I hated that he could take what I gave him and then act clean. I told myself he was scared, not using me. I told myself I was still in control. I went back to my desk and opened a spreadsheet just to look normal. My hand shook. A soft beep came from Evan's number on my phone. A missed call that I did not answer. I set the phone face down like it could bite. That evening, Marcy invited us to a rooftop restaurant. She said it would be a nice reset. She said Evan needed to see what confidence looked like. She said I deserved a night out after carrying everyone. Evan asked if the kids could come. I said no, it was adult time. He asked if we should get a sitter. I said my mom could take them. He said he did not want to impose. I said my mom loved it and he was being difficult. At my mom's house, Rhonda took one look at Evan and asked why he looked so serious. Evan said he was tired. She said he should smile more for my sake. I pretended it was funny. I acted like Evan was a guest in my world. At the restaurant, the city lights made everything look softer than it was. Marcy came with her boyfriend and another couple from my circle. People ordered drinks and started talking loud. The conversation turned to work fast, because that was what my friends liked. They liked status more than comfort. Someone asked how marriage was going. I should have said fine. I said it was a lot. I said some husbands got weird when their wives leveled up. I did not say Evan's name at first. I let everyone look at him anyway. Evan asked what I meant. I said nothing serious. I said I was just joking. I smiled in a way that asked the table to agree with me. Marcy added that some men needed therapy for insecurity. Evan asked if we could not do this here. I said he was proving the point again. I said he always needed control of the room. I said I was tired of tiptoeing around his feelings. Evan looked at his plate and asked why I was angry with him. I said I was not angry. I said I was tired of being questioned at home like I was a teenager. I said I worked hard and deserved trust. I left out the part where I had already broken it. One of the other women laughed and said, "Strong women scared weak men." I laughed too. I leaned into it like it was a fun game. I watched Evan's face change, not into rage, but into something quieter. He was still lawful. He was still controlled. That calm made me feel less safe, which sounds silly, but it is true. Marcy asked me to take a group photo. I held the phone high and made Evan sit closer, like we were perfect. Evan asked if we could skip posting. I said it was my page, and he was not my manager. After dinner, I posted the photo with a caption about people who cannot handle ambition. I did not name Evan, but I knew everyone would connect it. Comments came fast. Some friends said I was inspiring. Some people sent laughing emojis. It felt like a shield forming around me. In the car on the way home, Evan asked why I humiliated him. I said I did not humiliate him. I just told my truth. He asked if my truth needed an audience. I said he was trying to isolate me. I said that was what controlling men did. He did not argue. He drove in silence. The silence felt like judgment, so I attacked it. I said he could talk if he wanted. He kept his eyes on the road and said he was listening, not fighting. At home, I went upstairs and saw the wall calendar on the landing. New notes were written in neat blocks. I saw one that said, "Meeting personal on a weekday morning." I saw another reminder with a place name and a time. Evan did not announce it. He did not explain it. It was just there, like a quiet line being drawn. In the kitchen, I noticed 2 mugs on opposite counters, washed and set apart. I heard a printer in the office room spit out a page, then stop. When I walked toward the room, Evan closed his laptop and said he was going to bed. I asked if he was mad. He said he was tired. I asked if he wanted to talk. He said he would talk when it stayed respectful. I said I was always respectful. He nodded once, like he did not believe me, and went to the guest room without a scene. I stood alone for a minute and refreshed my phone screen. Brandon had not liked my post. He had not messaged me at all. For the first time, I felt a small fear that my strategy might not protect me. I decided the problem was not my choices. The problem was Evan's reaction. That is what I told myself when I drove to my sister Dana's townhouse on Friday night. I brought the kids so it looked like a normal family visit. I also brought my version of the story, ready to hand out like party favors. Dana opened the door and asked why I looked tense. I said Evan had been acting strange. I said he kept asking questions and making me feel watched. She asked what kind of questions. I said he wanted details about my schedule like I was reporting to him. Rhonda, my mum, was already there. She took Noah from my arms and said he was getting so big. Then she looked at me and asked where Evan was. I said he stayed home because he was in a mood. I said he did not like being around my family lately. I said it was another control thing. Dana asked if Evan and I had fought. I said we did not fight because I did not yell. I said he just pushed and pushed with the same doubts. I said he wanted me to feel guilty for having a career. Dana's husband, Miles, kept quiet in the hallway. He asked if I wanted tea. I said no, I wanted support. I said it loud enough so everyone could hear. My mom said a good husband should not question his wife's movements. She said men used suspicion to keep women small. She said I should not let Evan punish me for being ambitious. She did not ask if I had done anything wrong. She did not want facts. She wanted a side. My dad arrived later and sat down, without hugging me right away. Leon asked how the kids were doing. He asked if Lila was sleeping well. I said she was fine. Then he asked, very calmly, why Evan was not with us. I repeated my story. Leon nodded, but his face did not change. He asked if Evan had a reason to worry. I felt that question like a pin. I smiled and said no. I said Evan had always been insecure. I said he had always needed reassurance. And now he wanted control. I said it like a diagnosis. Dana watched me. She asked if I was happy. I said happiness was not the point. I said respect was the point. I said I was tired of being treated like a helper instead of a partner. Rhonda said Evan should be grateful I still came home at all. I laughed, even though the laugh sounded sharp. I said Evan acted like I owed him constant comfort. I said I had nothing left after work and kids. I said he should learn to take less. Dana asked if I still loved him. I said love was not a checklist. I said marriage was a system. I said a system needed balance, and Evan kept tipping it toward his needs. Lila sat on Dana's rug with crayons. She drew two stick figures far apart. She asked if Daddy was mad at Mommy. I told her no. I said Daddy was just tired. I said grown-ups had boring problems. I told her to pick a new color. When we left Dana's place, I felt lighter. Not because I was right, but because people had agreed with me. Agreement felt like proof. At home, Evan was in the kitchen wiping the counter. He asked how the visit went. I said fine. He asked if I told them we were having problems. I said I told them you were stressed. I made it sound like I was protecting him. He looked at the kids and asked if they ate. I said yes. He asked if Lila seemed upset. I said she was normal. Then I added that she asked why he was mad. I said it in a way that made him look guilty. Evan knelt and asked Lila what she meant. Lila said she did not know. She just felt weird. Evan told her he loved her and she was safe. He said that word, safe, like it mattered more than winning. I hated that he sounded reasonable. I hated that he did not shout. If he shouted, I could point and say, see. If he stayed calm, my story looked thin. The next morning, Noah woke up coughing. It was not serious, but Evan said we should get him checked. We went to the pediatric clinic. The waiting room was full of tired parents and quiet cartoons. I watched Evan fill out forms without speaking much. His handwriting was neat. He did not look at my phone once. He did not ask where I had been. He just took care of our son. I tried to start a fight anyway because silence made me panic. I asked why he was acting like a stranger. He said he was trying to keep things calm for the kids. I said calm was a trick. I said he was trying to punish me by withdrawing. He asked what I wanted from him. I said I wanted him to stop treating me like I was guilty. He said he was not calling me guilty, he was asking for honesty. I said he was twisting words. I said honesty was hard when someone was hunting for mistakes. A nurse called Noah's name. Evan carried him in. I sat with Lila and scrolled my phone. I checked if Brandon had messaged. He had not. That made me angry at Evan, even though it had nothing to do with him. When Evan came back out, he said Noah was fine and just needed rest. He said we should keep routine steady. He asked if we could make a clear plan for pickups and bedtime so the kids were not caught in our tension. I said he was already talking like a separation. He said he was talking like a parent. I said those were the same thing when someone wanted to take control. Back at home, I noticed changes I could not ignore. A new key was on Evan's keyring. A folder on the dining table was labeled Utilities. Another was labeled Bank. He moved them away when I walked past, not fast, not guilty, just private. In the office room, I heard a soft beep, like a recording app starting, then stopping. I told myself I imagined it. I told myself I was not scared. That night, Evan slept in the guest room again. I stood in the hallway and asked if he was going to keep doing this. He said he was going to keep things respectful and stable. I said he was abandoning me. He said he was still here, still working, still parenting. I told him he was making me look bad. He said he was not trying to make me look like anything. He said he was trying to understand what was real. I went back to our bedroom and shut the door harder than I needed to. I stared at my phone and typed a message to Brandon, then erased it. For the first time, I realized my support team was loud, but Evan's quiet choices were starting to shape the real world around us. The promotion meeting was on Tuesday, and the whole office acted like it was a holiday. People smiled too much. People carried coffee like it was a badge. I walked into the open plan floor and felt eyes on me, even when no one stared. Brandon was already there. He stood near the conference room door with two other supervisors. He looked polished, like he had slept 8 hours and never made a mistake in his life. When he saw me, he did not smile. He gave a small nod, the kind you give a stranger in an elevator. I told myself he was being careful for the process. I told myself he was protecting both of us. That story helped me breathe. Tessa Caldwell, our HR director, pulled me aside before the committee arrived. She asked if I could sit in as operation support and keep notes. I said yes, because saying no would look like weakness. She asked if I had noticed any boundary issues lately in the sales group. I asked what she meant. She said she heard a rumor about favoritism and private meetings after hours. My stomach tightened. I asked who said that. Tessa said it did not matter who said it. It mattered what could be proven. She said promotion cycles brought out messy behavior. She said the company needed clean decisions. I acted offended. I said I ran a tight process. I said rumors were just jealous people. Tessa asked if I wanted to go on record with that. I said it was obvious. She nodded like she was writing something in her mind. In the conference room, the committee talked about leadership presence and team culture. Brandon presented his plan with calm confidence. He used the right buzzwords. He made eye contact at the right moments. He looked like a man who had never needed anyone to bend rules for him. When the meeting ended, people shook his hand. Someone said congratulations in a tone that sounded final. Brandon thanked them and started packing his laptop. I waited for a private look, a small signal that I still mattered. He did not give it. After the room cleared, I followed him into the hallway. I asked if we could talk for a second. He said he was late for a call. I said I just wanted to make sure we were okay. He said we were fine, but he said we needed to keep things professional. I asked why he was acting cold. He said he was not acting cold, he was acting smart. He said the promotion put him under a microscope. He said people love to destroy success stories. He said I should understand that. I told him I did understand. Then I asked, very carefully, if he still meant what he said about helping me move up later. He paused like he had to choose words. He said we should talk after the decision was official. Then he walked away. Back at my desk, I tried to work, but my mind kept spinning. I felt used, and I hated feeling used. That is why I had done it, right? To avoid being the one who got used. Now I was sitting there, shaking my knee under the desk like a teenager. I texted Marcy and told her Brandon was being weird. She asked if I was sure I was not catching feelings. I said it was not feelings, it was fairness. I said I did not do support for free. Marcy said I should remind him what I did for him. She said men respected women who demanded payment. I liked that line. It made me feel strong again. At home that night, Evan made pasta for the kids. He asked how my day went. I said it was fine. He asked if the promotion decision came through. I said it would be soon. He asked if I was okay. I said I was tired and he should not start. He did not start. He just nodded and asked Lila about school. Lila said she had a reading test. Evan said he was proud of her. He smiled at her the way he used to smile at me. After the kids went to bed, Evan asked if we could talk in the living room. I followed him and sat on the far end of the couch. He asked me to tell him my schedule for the week, just the basics, so the kids' routine stayed steady. I said I could handle my own schedule. He asked if I could still answer the question. I said he was trying to trap me. He said he was not trying to trap me. He said he was trying to avoid chaos. He asked if I could agree that the kids deserved calm. I said of course, but I said he was the one bringing tension into the house. He asked why my location had been off for days. I said I already told him. I said it was about privacy. He asked why I changed my passcode. I said I had a right to. He asked if I was hiding something. I said he was obsessed. I watched him take a slow breath, like he was counting. He asked if I would be willing to do counseling. I said therapy was for people who could not handle life. I said he wanted a stranger to tell me I was wrong. He said he wanted help because we were stuck. I said we were stuck because he kept pushing. The next day, I stopped at the supermarket after work. I did it to avoid going home. I pushed the cart slowly and stared at nothing. At the checkout, my card declined once. The machine beeped and the cashier looked uncomfortable. I tried again and it worked. In the car, I checked my banking app and saw an alert I did not remember setting. A spending notification, a limit warning. My throat went dry. I told myself it was a glitch. When I got home, I asked Evan if he changed something with our accounts. I tried to sound casual. He asked what I meant. I said my card declined. He said he did not touch my card. He said he set up alerts on the household account because bills were coming, and he wanted to track stability. I said he was controlling money now. He said he was controlling nothing. He was tracking what was shared. I said that was the same. He said it was not the same. I walked past the landing calendar and saw more neat notes. One said, meeting, personal. Another said, paper drop, with a time. I asked him what those meant. He said they were reminders. I asked reminders for what? He said personal things. That night, I tried to provoke him because I needed him to explode. I needed proof he was the bad guy. I told him he was acting like a robot. I told him he was punishing me with silence. I told him if he kept treating me like this, people would start asking questions, and I could tell them things too. He asked what I meant by that. I said he knew what I meant. I said, husbands who pushed wives too far got consequences. I let the words hang there, ugly and vague, because vague threats felt powerful. Evan did not flinch. He did not raise his voice. He just looked at me in a steady way that made my stomach twist. He asked if I realized what I was doing. I said I was defending myself. He said I was not defending, I was attacking. I said he was trying to play innocent. He said he was done playing anything. He said he would not argue in circles anymore. He said he would not beg for truth. He said he would handle it properly. I walked into the office tower like I still owned the place. I told myself the gossip would fade if I acted normal. I had my badge in my hand and my head high. I saw Brandon near the cafe line. He looked past me like I was air. I felt heat in my face, and I blamed Evan for it even though Evan was not there. Security waved people through. I stepped toward the elevators, and then a woman in a plain blazer came closer. She asked if I was Keziah Harper. I said yes and asked who she was. She said she had documents for me and asked me to confirm my name again. I laughed once, like it was a mistake, and said she should not do this here. She said it had to be done properly and asked if I would accept service. My coworkers slowed down. I saw phones tilt. Tessa, my HR director, came out of the side hall and asked what was happening. I said it was a personal issue and tried to step away. The woman held out the envelope and said she could leave it at my feet if I refused. I grabbed it because I would not be shown as scared. Evan walked in right then, calm as if he was early for a meeting. He did not glare at me. He did not shout. He nodded at Tessa and said he would not cause disruption. Tessa asked if we needed a private room. Evan said the process was already done and he would leave after one clear sentence. He said the kids would be picked up on time today and future communication would go through the proper channel. I said he was humiliating me on purpose. Evan said he was not humiliating anyone, and he was protecting stability. I said he was cold and punishing. He said he was following lawful steps. I looked down and saw the first page through the envelope window. The words were clean and final. I saw petition and temporary orders. I saw a start date. It was today. Behind me, Brandon turned his body away like he did not know me. Tessa's face went blank and professional. I heard someone whisper my name like it was news. I pulled the papers out with shaking hands, and the lobby lights felt too bright as I read that the temporary schedule and money rules began immediately.